Christo from Kingdom of Herts here. Now, I'm awfully sorry about this, but I never did do a proper intro video for the Madone des Motards event, which is what I'm now covering. So, I'm afraid you're just going to have to look at that photo of me looking rather daft and sitting on my motorbike for the moment. Don't worry, we'll get to the good soon. We'll get to the good soon, as they say. So, as I've already briefly mentioned, as I'm sure you already know, this is a compilation of snaps of video and a few photos that basically tell the story of the Madone des Motards, or rather tells my story of my going to this incredible event. It's mostly the video quality is a bit rubbish, and the speaking's even worse, but hopefully you'll be able to get a feel for it despite the setbacks. Hope you enjoy.
Hey everyone, Christo from Kingdom of Herts here. So, here I am. I've got to Porcaro at last. I am now in my, well, I suppose it's relatively comfortable tent. Probably hear all the engines going past. That's the sound of some of the 20,000 bikers and some of the 20,000 bikes who are expected to be here arriving. Actually, I'm quite lucky. It's a surprisingly big tent, so I should be quite comfy, but there are some, but then again, big tent, small bike, whereas other people have got big bikes and small tents. I think I've done it the wrong way around, but I know for next year. Anyway, this is Christo signing off for the moment, and I will send more updates later on. Well, it's a bit later on now, and I've been able to... Sorry about that. It's a bit later on now, I've been able to have a bite to eat and a bit of a wander around. I think so far I'm the only Brit. I mean, I've heard a couple of people when I was on my travels, I heard a couple of people speaking in English, but haven't seen any other English registered bikes, but who knows? There's plenty of time to come, and there's plenty more people to come, I'm sure, because the fields are looking quite empty, so maybe later on. Already here the atmosphere is pretty amazing. Nothing's happened yet. Just you've got all the bikers, you've got all the bikes. It's just, I mean, sure the skies are grey. Sure you've got a couple of slugs lurking around the tent. Sure loads of things. But then again, I don't know, this sort of air of camaraderie, the sort of, how do you describe it? Camaraderie, sort of friendliness, people joking, people laughing. There's a very good atmosphere. You can already feel that it's going to be a very, very good 2 days. So far, really, nothing's happened really. As I said, just been wandering around, so nothing horrifically exciting, I'm afraid. In about an hour's time, or an hour and a half rather, probably, I'm going to be starting to head down to the village, Porcaro, and there we're going to have the first event of these 2 days. Just to give you a quick lowdown of what's going on, during today, the first thing that happens today is at 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's going to be the mass for all the bikers who've passed away over the past year. So it's a mass to remember those and to consign their souls to God, to remember them as well. Then afterwards we all come back up here to the campsite. It's nicknamed Le Village Détente, the village of tents, because of the amount of people who come here. It's probably bigger than the village itself originally. It's just several fields, and I mean several fields are going to be filled with bikers and tents, and bikers are going by, I mean, a couple every minute easily. I mean, it's a particularly quiet spell, but they have been coming pretty much incessantly so far. So then we all come back to the Village Détente after the mass, and there's the concert, which is going to be in, I think there are 3 or 4 groups performing, and then the concert breaks at 11 o'clock, and we all go back into town for a procession, and it's a procession of torches, which is, well, once again, it's religious. It's, I think, again, to consign souls. I'm not entirely sure as yet. Well, I'm sure that they'll talk about it more later on, the mass. It's supposed to be quite a solemn procession, quite a solemn event, I think, and it lasts about an hour and a half, an hour and a quarter. I'll try and take some photographs if I'm allowed. depends. Don't expect anything. Then after that, it's back here for a bit more sing-song, a bit more concert. Then kip, and then stuff continues tomorrow. Anyway, I'll let you know. Well, I'll keep you posted. I'll try and take some more snippets of film, a few more photos, and might chat to you again later. See you soon. Well, here I am in the village of Porcaro. The camera is precariously balanced on the handlebars of the motorbike at the moment. I've just made it down and had a quick wander around. And yes, had a look to see what was around there. The church, the old-fashioned church, nestling in between hidden behind a couple of trees. Inside is very old-fashioned. The wood, you can smell the centuries of it, and we've got a walkway around the outside that shows the history of this event, the Madone du Depart. And it's amazing. The first one, 31 years ago, was 1979. Had 38 bikers only, and it was decided on a whim by a couple of two chaps down in the two chaps from Rennes, just the biggest city near where I live in France here. They just decided it might be rather fun to have a meet, so they decided to jump on their bikes, and all 38 of them came down to have a mass in this little village of Porcaro. Anyway, before they knew it, it had become a regular event, and within a few short years they were already beginning to accept thousands. Last year, 20,000 bikers came. The biggest number that they had was in 2011 for the 30th. Was it 2011 for the 30th? Probably speaking rubbish. No, sorry, 2009 for the 30th. Can't do my maths. 2009 for the 30th, where they got 30,000 bikers. So large numbers. So, merci.
C'est des copains à vous?
Non, pas du tout. No. So, having a look around, there's also a little oratory. There's a small oratory just built next to the church, which in fact was extended this year. Looking around it, I went inside and had a look around, and the walls are covered in these little pictures, little marks, such remembrances of the other bikers, their friends who've passed away over the years. And to be completely honest, I almost shed a little tear. Some of the messages were really quite moving. Just seeing these people who basically had bikes as part of their lives and maybe died on them, or I don't know. Just seeing their families remembering them was quite moving. So anyway, the mass for those who've passed away is also likely to be very moving. That's going to be in 45 minutes time down here in the village of Porcaro. The bikes are arriving in bigger numbers down here. I don't know how many there are actually on the campsite, but there are many. So I've managed to finally obtain a little booklet which contains a very handy map, which I'm sure I'm going to need, as well as information about it. So a little handy booklet. So yeah, I'll definitely be looking at that in greater detail later on. So that was this little interesting thing, which is they had a stand. The Association of Christian Motorcyclists. It's a French group of bikers who are Christians. They've got a few, they're also affiliated to societies in Belgium. I think there's one in Holland and one in Switzerland. So maybe we should think about setting one up in England, eh? Keep the ball rolling across Europe. Anyway, I'm going to have another wander around and sign off. See you later. Yep, vlog time again. There's more and more engine sounds now, more and more people coming. It's now time is 10 to 6. Things are beginning to warm up, I suppose, is the word. There's just I think more and more bikes are arriving. The event is well and truly underway. Last time I saw you was in the village in Porcaro, at the mass, and which was very solemn. It was moving, yes, but very solemn, very hard to describe. But it was certainly a very valuable experience. In fact, one of the however quite a hot experience. It was quite hot down the village, so need a drink. But one of the things that they gave us was on these sheets, the prayer sheets. On the back there is a prayer, the prayer of the biker, and I'm going to read it and translate it for you. Lord, who is always there on the road of each and every one of us, you whose love is seen throughout, or inspires our daily gestures, our daily actions, turn your face towards me and be my faithful companion all the days, all the entire duration of my journeys. Give me strength to look after my liberty well, and to remember my responsibilities. Give it to me. Give me the strength, even if it is hard, to observe scrupulously the highway code, by respect of the life you gave me, and for that of my life, and for the lives of my brothers, which is sacred. May I never make of my motorbike a stupid tank, a salt tank, to show off some performance or to fulfill my instincts of power. May it be a docile tool that's alongside my work and for the pleasure of my recreation. Give me, like the Good Samaritan, the knowledge, to give help to those who needs it, and to turn aside from my trip to help my neighbour. Give me the strength to keep under my helmet a clear and lucid head, eyes that are well open on the radars, and an open ear to my fellow road users, to my brother road users. Give me humour and patience when in trouble, and in front of a beautiful scenery, time to be amazed by it. The humility to accept my own limitations, and to be sober when someone invites me. Remind me that I am only a poor voyager who drives towards your ultimate rendezvous, but who, of himself, must not get there before his time is due. That is the prayer of the motorcyclist, the prayer that many of us said in the little chapel today. Afterwards, actually, after the Mass, there was also an inauguration, because the oratory was recently extended by money and, recently extended because it was getting too small for those who wanted to use it, and so the bishop was here to actually, to ordain it, if you will, to bless it. So I've got a few photos of that, which I'll surely post up for you. In the meantime, I think I'm going to go and have an explore, maybe see who's making all that filthy racket, and see you later. Bye.
Marie, comblée de grâce, le Seigneur est avec vous. Vous êtes bénie entre toutes les femmes, et Jésus, le fruit de vos entrailles, est béni.
Sainte Marie, Mère de Dieu, priez pour nous pauvres pécheurs, maintenant et à l'heure de notre mort. Amen.
Je vous salue Marie, comblée de grâce, le Seigneur est avec vous. Vous êtes bénie entre toutes les femmes, et Jésus, le fruit de vos entrailles, est béni.
Sainte Marie, Mère de Dieu, priez pour nous pauvres pécheurs, maintenant et à l'heure de notre mort. Amen.
Je vous salue Marie, comblée de grâce, le Seigneur est avec vous. Vous êtes bénie entre toutes les femmes, et Jésus, le fruit de vos entrailles, est béni.
Sainte Marie, Mère de Dieu, priez pour nous pauvres pécheurs, maintenant et à l'heure de notre mort. Amen.
Gloria patri et Filio, et Spiritus Sancto,
sicut erat in principio, et nunc et semper, et
dire ensemble la prière des pèlerins de la Madone des Motards qui se trouve sur votre feuille.
Hey Kingdom of Herts fans, this is Christo again, giving you the final vlog of today, the 14th, and it's been absolutely brilliant and exhausting. The atmosphere has been incredible so far. The procession this evening surprised me. It wasn't quite what I was expecting, but yeah, that's no bad thing either, I must say. So now I'm going to go to bed, and by the sounds of it, my lullaby is going to be a rock concert and throbbing engines. I'll see you in the morning, and I will tell you more about this magnificent event and all the days going on then. Good night, and see you tomorrow. Morning. As you can probably establish, I've just woken up, and this is the first vlog. And yes, it's raining. Here the drops patrol down the canvas. So, plan, get up, have some breakfast, then see what the weather does, go to the mass later, 10, it's 8 o'clock now. Yeah, it was, I was right about the amount of noise that was being made last night. However, God had a little helping hand in that. About halfway through the night, I suppose about 2, 3 o'clock, he decided to say that his engines made a hell of a lot more noise. So he unleashed quite a strong rainstorm and a few lightning bolts. That shut most people up. So tonight was reasonably quiet. There were obviously a few die-hard idiots who continued to rev nuts off their poor little bikes, but what can you do? So yeah, so bleary-eyed Christo saying, laters. Good morning again. Kingdom of Herts fans, Christo again. Thank you if you're still watching this presumably it's going to be quite long by now, this show about the Madone du Depart. It's now just past 9 o'clock in the morning, and you may have noticed the tent's looking quite a bit different. Well, that's because it is. I've taken most of it down. What you see here is the outer shell of the tent, which is basically the very last bit to come down. Now I'm just going to give you a quick run through of today's activities, just so that you're kept in the loop, as they say. This morning at 10 o'clock, all the bikers are going to head down. In fact, I'm going to probably head down soon, just so I can work out where everything is. All the bikers are going to head down to the village for a mass. The mass of the Assumption, of course, but today being Assumption Day. So we're going down for the mass at 10. The mass will then be followed by the benediction of all the motorcycles and all the bikers. This is a huge task, as each and every motorcycle and biker will be blessed individually by either the priests or the bishop. So they've got a lot of work to do, and considering the look of the clouds outside, it's maybe a bit cynical, but if the bishop wants to get the job done fast, maybe he just needs to bless a couple of clouds, and that might do the job. So that risk of sounding a bit irreverent. So that's 10. Then it's up back here at 12 for a quick bite to eat, and then there is a ride through a few villages that starts and that goes through to the end of the afternoon. But at the end of this ride, I'll probably packed up by then, and then after the ride head home, because it's been, so far of the 2 days, it's been great fun, but definitely very tiring. So either way, I'll keep you posted on what happens at the mass. I'm trying to see if I can get a few photos, maybe a bit of video even, we'll have to see, of the mass, and then I'll report back to you. See you later.
chant et nous prenons « Nous te saluons, ô toi Notre-Dame ». Nous te saluons, toi Notre-Dame, Marie Vierge Sainte que rave le soleil, couronnée d'étoiles, la lune est sous tes pas, à toi nous est donnée l'aurore du salut. Marie, Ève nouvelle et joie de ton Seigneur, tu as donné naissance à Jésus le Sauveur. Par toi nous sommes ouvertes les portes du jardin. Guide-nous en chemin, étoile du matin. Nous te saluons, toi Notre-Dame, Marie Vierge Sainte, que drape le soleil, couronnée d'étoiles, la lune est sous tes pas, en toi nous est donnée l'aurore du salut. Mère au pied de la croix, soutiens notre espérance, et garde notre foi, il faut de vos cris, tu as pris sur mon dos, ton et le sang versé, il sort du péché. Nous te saluons, ô toi Notre-Dame, Marie Vierge Sainte, que drape le soleil, couronnée d'étoiles, la lune est sous tes pas, en toi nous est donnée l'aurore du salut. Donc les nuées, notre joie, nous Vierge Marie, de contempler en toi la promesse de vie. Nous te saluons, toi Notre-Dame, Marie Vierge Sainte, que drape le soleil, couronnée d'étoiles, la lune est sous tes pas, en toi nous est donnée l'aurore du salut. Vierge immaculée, préservée du péché, dans ton âme, en ton corps, tu entres dans les cieux, emporté dans la gloire, Sainte Reine des cieux, tu nous accueilleras un jour auprès de Dieu. Nous te saluons, toi Notre-Dame, Marie Vierge Sainte, que drape le soleil, couronnée d'étoiles, la lune est sous tes pas, en toi nous est donnée l'aurore du salut. Joie de ton Seigneur, tu as donné naissance à Jésus le Sauveur. À toi nous sommes ouvertes les portes du jardin. Guide-nous en chemin, étoile du matin. Nous te saluons, toi Notre-Dame, Marie Vierge Sainte, que drape le soleil, couronnée d'étoiles, la lune est sous tes pas, en toi nous est donnée l'aurore du salut. toi, soutiens nos espérances, et garde notre foi. Je veux compter, tu as brisé pour nous, l'eau et le sang versé, ils sont venus pécher. Nous te saluons, ô toi Notre-Dame, Marie Vierge Sainte, que drape le soleil, couronnée d'étoiles, la lune est sous les pas, en toi nous est donné l'aurore du salut. De même que vous êtes couronnés par nos mains sur cette terre, qu'ainsi par vous nous méritions d'être couronnés de gloire et d'honneur aux cieux par votre Fils Jésus-Christ. Et nous soyez, nous sommes à vous, régnez en souveraine, chez nous, soyez la Madone, tombée à genoux, qui sourit et pardonne, chez nous, Notre-Dame, nous voici devant vous pour confier nos âmes à votre cœur si doux. Chez nous, soyez reine, nous sommes à vous, veillez en souveraine, chez nous, soyez la Madone, tombée à genoux, qui sourit et pardonne, chez nous, chez nous.
Quick vlog time. The engines are starting up. It's going to be time for the benediction. You can hear the rumble of all the engines starting up. Trying to add mine. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me over the sound of the 20,000 engines starting up, but if you can, we've just had the Mass in the morning, and we're about to be, the motorbikes and the bikers are about to be blessed. There are 5 priests and bikers are invited to come, been asked to come back from 5. God knows how long it's going to take them, but I'll just be posted later. Hi Kingdom of Herts friends, last vlog from the Madone du Depart event, so just pan round so you can see the bike is all loaded up. ready to go. The tent is no longer there. The tent is now that blue bag at the back. And yes, there is the inevitable Grenadou, black and white regional flag of Brittany strapped to the back. Got to go for a bit of casual regionalism, don't you? So let's see a recap of the 2 days. They've been amazing, really. In some ways they were what I was expecting, in others completely different. I'm about to go off though to, A, have lunch, and B, go off on the little trip that all the other bikers are going on around the villages of Brittany. But I'll do a proper conclusion video when I get my bike and all my gear back home. At the moment I'm just finishing to strap it all up, make sure nothing's going to go flying, basically. So anyway, I've been able to experience just a bit of this amazing event through this testimonial or report. I'm not really sure what you'd call it, but hopefully we'll inspire you to join me maybe next year. Hey everyone, Christo from Kingdom of Herts here, and this is the final episode of the vlog that I have been doing for the Madone des Motards event. So, thoughts on the Madone des Motards. It's been quite an unusual event, really. It's of course an event this big can't please everyone in every aspect, but and there were some things I, to be honest, wasn't too sure about. On the whole, however, the entire event went well, and I'm probably going to want to do it again next year. Next year I will have learnt a couple of lessons, such as I won't tell you what the lessons are in case you want to. Unless you tell me you want to do the event, because, well, true, I may have made a few, mistakes is the wrong word. Put it this way, my decisions, in retrospect, some of them, like for instance where I camped, next year I probably won't go into the Ligne du Depart again, just, not because I didn't like it there, but, I mean, it was a bit noisy and a bit rowdy, though, I'm happy that I actually managed to experience it, so I actually learnt for myself what it's like, and it might not be my cup of tea, but it might be someone else's, so I'm not going to advise anyone to stay away from it or anything like that. The last vlog which I did was, I just packed up the tent and I was about to head off on that 80-kilometre ride around the little villages of Brittany, with the Future flag stuck on the back of the bike. And wow, I really wasn't expecting to say this, but that ride out was possibly one of the highlights of the trip. The mood before the ride was just brilliant. Everyone was standing around their bikes, chatting. Almost this sort of excitement of actually getting going, getting everything ready. Yeah, we're going out on the road again at last, yay! And then when we actually moved off, I managed to stick with a group of about 5 bikers throughout most of it, so sort of little competitions and things like that, trying to keep up with them, which is quite fun. But I mean, all along the way, all along the 80 kilometres, there were all the local people, they were just standing along the sides of the road, and they were clapping and cheering, and they were sticking out their hands so that you could give them high fives as you went past, and it was really, and some of them of course were just making these sort of gestures, asking the bikers for engine rev. Those were generally kids, and it was just amazing taking part in that. It really was. I mean, I'd go next year if it was only for that, to be honest. Just the atmosphere of it, the entire thing was such a good ambiance. But I'm rambling now, so there you go. So, how to resume the event in its totality? The ambiance was brilliant, solemn at times when it needed to be, and on the whole, very worthwhile. So, If you have a motorbike of any size and passed your tests, want to come to France next year in 2013, make sure that you note down La Madone des Motards in your calendars, because truly it is an event you will not regret going to. For the last time, Christo signing out.